Just sat in my garden today. I'm thinking about drum shops. They've been on my mind a lot recently. And I'm talking about like specialist drum shops. They're often sole proprietors or they're family businesses. They're different to the little drum corner that you find in a generic music store or the drum department you get in the guitar centre. But these are specialist shops. You can go in and you can try the equipment. If you want to play the drums, you can. If you want to tap the cymbals, you can. And it's more than that. They sell drums, of course, they sell cymbals, but they sell hardware. They sell books, they sell cases, microphones, percussion, everything. They're real specialists, and they're wonderful shops. They harbour a sense of community. But there's a problem with it, and that is that we're losing them, and we're losing them fast. By the way, I've been writing about this kind of stuff for over 10 years. I actually wrote an ebook. It's called The Ultimate Survival Guide for Beginner Drummers. And it's over 40 chapters. It's everything I know from working in drum shop for a decade, being a professional drum teacher for 2 decades. And it's a free ebook. If you'd like a copy, stick around to the end of the video and I'll tell you how to get one. There's been a lot of issues for them to face, but I think the main ones are, in the last 25 years, there's just been a perfect storm of what I would call insurmountable challenges. The first was just the internet itself. How do you stay relevant when all of a sudden all your competitors are all online competing for the same business? So you've got to understand about how to be found in search. You've got to understand about paid advertising. And this was all new for retailers. And frankly, a lot of them didn't do it very well to start with and suffered the consequences. And then, of course, the rise of online shopping. I'm definitely not here to knock online shopping. I mean, I buy everything online, but I'm normally buying things like clothing or toiletries or, things like that. But now you can buy drums online, you can buy cymbals online. Chances are, if you go to somewhere like Amazon, either Amazon are going to supply it directly or they have other retailers have storefronts on Amazon and they'll supply it. And the chances are they've got a good start, they'll have it to you in a couple of days. You probably pay a very good price for it. And so why wouldn't you do that? And if you don't have access to a drum shop or a music store, then that makes perfect sense to use places like that. But it does have its limits. If you're a beginner drummer, for example, you will know that researching drum equipment is actually quite challenging at first, and it can be a bit confusing. It's like, what size drums do I need? Or what's the difference between a cast cymbal and a sheet cymbal, and what's all these confusing stick weights, and what's the difference between a single ply head and a double ply drum head? And good luck trying to find that information on Amazon or any of the other online retail storefronts that are within Amazon, because there's just not that depth of information. So I think what I'm saying is that the internet has got brilliant at selling drums and any other product for that matter, whereas your actual physical drum store, your professional specialist store, they were experts at the experience of shopping for drums. So what do I mean by that, the experience? Well, number one, they're staffed by knowledgeable professionals that understand what they're selling. Many of them are working musicians. They're passionate about what they do, and they're invested, I think, from the experience I've had, in helping you find the right information, buying the right products. They're invested in connecting you with local teachers, providing after-sales support. When your equipment breaks down, you need somewhere to have it repaired. They can help you with that too. So it's the experience, but also drum shops, they harbour community. So you go into a drum shop, you're going to talk to other drummers, whether it's the people behind the counter or the store owners or the other drummers in the store. It's a community. Just go in and you talk about drums. It's fantastic. They often do drum clinics and events where they get famous drummers in to do workshops and classes and seminars, and they can be small events with a handful of people, or they can be in big auditoriums that have been hired, several hundred people. And a huge thing that I mentioned earlier is they can connect you with local teachers and local musicians. For when you're ready to start playing, there's this community. How many times have you been into a drum shop and seen the notice board? A guitarist seeks drummer, or drummer seeks bass player. It's the start of a great journey. You're just not getting that experience when you're shopping online. So in the past, 10 years or so, we've lost some amazing drum shops. So in the UK, where I'm originally from, we've lost DrumWright, we've lost Pool Percussion, we've lost Sound Attack, we've lost Wembley Drum Centre. I mean, these were huge names, fantastic stores, and they've all gone. And I'll say at this point, DrumWright going out of business in the UK was a real blow for me personally. I mean, I was the manager of that store. I ran that store with a great team of people and a brilliant, passionate family that owned the business. I ran it from the late 1990s to when I moved to America in 2007, and it was the example of a shop and a business that did everything right. I mean, it was a beautiful destination store. The staff were really good, if I may say so myself. Great selection. We did drum clinics, we connected students with teachers, we did a lot of local community work, we supplied schools and colleges with equipment. We had a huge database of loyal customers. We were one of the first UK stores to offer online purchasing and shipping. Did everything right. Went out of business in 2016. One bad Christmas was all it took. A lot of people don't understand that these drum shops break even or lose money sometimes for the majority of the year. And the Christmas season is absolutely critical. And that one Christmas of 2015 didn't quite happen for DrumWright, and that was enough to say, this is not a sustainable business for us moving forward. And it was a real shame. 20-year business, 20 years, all gone, for a combination of this perfect storm that I've been talking about. And I was just doing some research here. In the United States, we've lost Atlanta Pro Percussion, 40 years in the same premises. We've lost the Drum Pad in Illinois, the drum headquarters in St. Louis, 30 years in the same location. This is a real shame. We need to start supporting these places. If we don't support them, well, what are we going to lose? Well, we're going to lose that destination store, that place where you can see and touch and experience and hear and really get to know the equipment you're about to buy. We're losing that community hub, that idea that we can all get together as drummers and learn things, or just hang out, or share ideas, or find teachers. We're going to lose that. Drum clinics, as I mentioned, there'll be no more drum clinics. It's the specialist drum stores, for the most part, that host those clinics, and they're great events. And the problem is now, we're so used to seeing all this stuff on YouTube, we very rarely go to events. We've got to support these things. They're so good. There's nothing like being in the same room with one of your hero drummers and asking questions in real time and seeing demonstrations. It's fantastic. We lose the after sales support. Like I mentioned earlier, what happens if your equipment does break down, or you need a warranty repair, or you need your hardware fixed, or you've got a cracked cymbal? What do I do with this? They look after you. They take care of all that for you. Now, the good news is there's still some great shops out there. It's not a lost cause. Forks Drum Closet in Nashville, that's been operating since the 1980s. That's a great shop. I've been in there myself. That's still there. Memphis Drum Shop's been there 30 years. Professional Drum Shop in Hollywood, that's been there since the late 1950s. And then also in England, there's still great drum shops. I mean, one of the ones I see all the time is Graham Russell Drums. I see his content always pops up on my Facebook feed, and I think, this guy's got it going on. This looks like a great shop. So, all is not lost. So if you do get the opportunity, try and go in and support them. And don't go in, this is a plea for me, please. It's not for me to say what you can and can't do, but I would please caution you against what I saw all the time in the retail business. Where you go into a drum shop, you try something, and then you go home and figure out how much cheaper you can get it for online and buy it there. And that's a real shame, right? Because the drum shops, yes, you're going to pay a small premium. They've got rent to pay, they've got employers to pay, they've got payroll taxes to pay, they've got utilities, they've got insurances. And then on the top of that, they've got to often carry hundreds of thousands of dollars in stock. It's a huge commitment. So if it's 10% more, I think that's worth investing in. But clearly it's your own choice there, but I would caution against doing that. That's a big problem in the industry right now. So let's continue to support these drum shops, these community hubs, these passionate individuals that are there to help us when we can. I know a lot of us don't have access to these shops, but you can still do your part. When you buy online, do some research and find out where your closest one is, and maybe see if they have an online mail order service. When you buy on Amazon, are Amazon fulfilling your order, or is there a independent retail storefront that's fulfilling your order? It's worth researching and checking out who you're buying from, and trying to help them there. We've got to support these drum shops. If they go, it's going to be a real shame. And we're not there yet, but we need to make sure that we don't get to that point. So I hope you enjoyed me rambling on in my backyard. It's a beautiful day here in San Diego today. Thought I'd share my thoughts with you. And I told you earlier about an ebook. It's over 40 chapters, The Ultimate Survival Guide for Beginner Drummers. If you'd like a copy, drop a comment in the comments section below, and I'll make sure I respond and tell you how to get one. And also tell me, which drum shops do you use? Did you go to a drum shop that's gone out of business? Do you support a local drum shop now? Do you buy online? Why do you do that? I'm interested in hearing everyone's thoughts on this. Let's keep the conversation going. In the meantime, thanks for watching.